Well, hi, this is Jane with Embrace the Grape. Welcome to Thirsty Thursday and happy Memorial Day weekend. You guys have a great weekend coming up. So I want to talk a little bit about beer because it's Memorial Day weekend, right? So the question I get sometimes is, can you age beer and why would you want to? So if I dial back in my years in the liquor business, there was a time that I owned a retail store. And there were old guys who would come in on their way to the lake and they would want 30 packs of Bud Light and they wanted to buy them off the floor because once you put that beer in the fridge, you can't put it back on the floor and warm it up again. And they were going to go to the Ozarks and knew if they couldn't get warm beer on the floor, their beer would be bad by the time they got to the Ozarks. Okay, in 1970, that might have been accurate. But I think we're past that whole thought that you can't cool beer and warm it again. Even Bud Light, Busch Light, it's all pasteurized. You guys don't worry about it. So then that advances us in our conversation about beer to talk about aging it. Now, if you're a Busch Light, Bud Light, Keystone guy, nothing wrong with that. Don't age your beer. Drink it up. But if you are somebody who likes your microbrews and you like something that is a little higher in alcohol, then you can absolutely age that beer. And if you do it like you age wine, you will find it's pretty amazing. So let's talk about three that I am aging right now. The first one, this is probably my favorite beer on the planet. Personal preference, it's Great Divide Orabelle. It's a seasonal beer, you can't get it all year long. It's about 8.3% alcohol, so it's got a good little kick to it. This bottle has been aging for, I think we're on year 3 on this case. Now, I'll occasionally pull one out and drink it just to kind of see how it's going. And I go, oh yeah, it's going real well in that case. And then I put the rest back. So how long am I going to age it? I'll probably cap it out at about 5 years and then start to enjoy a couple every month and it'll last another year. Meanwhile, I have other cases kind of coming along behind. Okay, so this is a Belgian style beer. It's a little bit sweet, it's malty. Let's go to the other side of the spectrum with this Schlafly APA. So this is something Schlafly does not make a whole lot of. My mistake, it's their double IPA. They don't make a whole lot of it, so it's hard to get a hold of, but this one's 10% alcohol, and let me tell you, it packs a punch. So I'm going to age this one probably 5 years also, but I'm not a huge IPA fan, but my friends who are, now you know I have it. Uh-oh, don't call me. You can't have any because it's aging. Okay, so anyway, this one's going to hang around for about 5 years also, and probably by the end of 5 years, I'll actually like it because those hops are going to smooth out in there. Because what I don't like about IPAs that a lot of people do like is that they're kind of rip your face off. So those hops are going to smooth out. The alcohol is going to really just be real calm and under the surface, and it's just going to be a delicious drink in front of the fireplace in the wintertime. Okay, now let's talk about one that's a little more common, this Sam Adams Oktoberfest. This one I'm doing just for fun, because I don't know what's going to happen. 5.3% alcohol, it's sort of a normal ABV. I don't know what's going to happen. So this is year 2 on this one, and probably this fall, when it's 2 years old entirely, I'll take a new Oktoberfest, a fresh one, I'll open up one of these, and then we'll, let's do that. Okay, tune in every week between here and the fall, but we'll do that in the fall. We'll open one up and compare them to what's fresh. So that's kind of my talk about aging beer. Don't be afraid to do it. Go ahead and buy a case of something you love and put it away, and then drink the fresh. And then as you get things that's aged, it's just like building a wine cellar. You can build a beer cellar, and it's really a lot of fun. So I would like to say I'm finished, but last week we talked about these cherries, and they've been sitting here teasing you. So we're going to taste them. So last week, for those of you who didn't tune in, we took cherries and marinated them in Fireball. And I put them in the fridge for a week. And now, guess what? I'm going to try one. Can't wait. I have left my hands off this jar for a week, so I can barely stand myself. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. If you tuned in last week and you took me seriously and you did a jar like this, you're going to head into Memorial Day weekend with something amazing to share with your friends. Or, not. All right, you guys, be safe this weekend. With that, I'm Jane. It's Thirsty Thursday. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.